Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Becky D. We live in the morning, 7 days a week at 7 a.m. Y'all, so yesterday we were talking about body communication, the way our bodies communicate with us, and why we should listen, all right? So getting back to that, okay, this is part two, all right? And yes, there's more stories. Yay. So, I'm going to start very basic, okay? Because with something that we communicate with a lot is our mouth, okay? So, our teeth, our mouth, is sometimes telling us drastic stuff that we need to be aware of, okay? When our teeth as adults are falling out, that's a sign. Not sure exactly, and I'm not telling you what things are a sign of, just because it can vary per person, okay? So I'm not a medical doctor. Played one time, wanted to be one time, but I'm not. So I'm not diagnosing anybody. I'm just giving you stuff to look out for and things that you should be aware of, okay? So, you know, when your teeth fall out, or, you know, when you're eating a piece of candy and it's really starting to hurt, that means you have a cavity. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. I'm good for those. I know I need to do better about it. But the thing was, I had sealants put on my teeth when I was a kid, and I ate a lot of ice, and my sealants went, it just completely popped off, went off, it did not try to come back. I think I swallowed a lot of them. That might be what's wrong with my digestive system. But when you start having mouth problems, or if you ever notice that your breath might get a little funky or something like that, okay? 9 times out of 10 with the smelling the bad breath, it could be sinus problems. It could literally be a numerous amount of things, but you just have to notice it. I mean, sometimes it's just that you ate a spicy lunch, or something was, you know, a little oniony or something like that. But this one right here is the one that like stays with you. That's what I mean. One where you can really smell it like every day. That's the one that you need to watch out for. So your mouth is trying to send you stuff, even when you have jaw pains, okay? Now, just what I read online, I'm not a medical doctor, but they even say sometimes jaw pain is equated to like heart problems. So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't do further research on it. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. But, you know, so our mouths, the things that we talk with so much, are trying to still tell us things. They're trying to warn us that, hey, your body is not functioning at the 100% it's supposed to be. Okay? Your tongue can even get dry when you're really thirsty. I don't know if you ever noticed that. It's like you can't produce saliva. So drink water. And when you move on down, okay, everybody knows the famous chest pains and everything. Man, okay, story time. So, unfortunately, it was a while back, but I had an uncle to pass away. And he lived, and his family still lives, in New York. And as a kid, you know, I didn't go all across the country and the world in a billion days. I went when my parents said we could go. I mean, I went to a lot of states, but New York had not been on my list yet. And so this had provided opportunity for me to go to New York. We drove because, I mean, it was the right thing to do because we needed a quick turnaround. And flying for everybody was not going to work due to the other situations that we had going on with military leave. Like it was literally, it was like, all right, he's in your care, we need him back like tonight. And it was like, wow, don't think we want to pay for, you know, touchdown and go. Because that's pretty much how they were explaining everything. So we get up there, and it was a decent trip. I love road trips. And on the way back, you know, we made our stops as usual, and they was like, oh, you want to get out, you know, use the bathroom or anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. As a kid, to feel the amount of chest pain that I started to feel by the time we hit Virginia, I thought I was dying. Okay. Now, of course, everybody was mad because they couldn't go to sleep because I was up complaining, moaning. I was giving them the works. Okay. And so when we stopped to fill up, like top of North Carolina, I think it might have been Virginia borderline. I'm not really sure. But it stopped to put gas in. And that would have been the last fill up before we had to, finish the drive. Well, I was like, get out this time. Stretch, move. You have a lot of gas build up you need to get off your chest. That's why we were asking you to get out. I don't think to this day all that gas is off my chest. That pain felt like I was, as a kid, you would just describe that as that's how dying feels. Like, it was the absolute worst. But it was a way my body was telling me, you're having a buildup of something and you need to get rid of it, okay? It's also my first time taking a goody powder. It was nasty, okay? But I mean, I've always been a gaseous child, all the way from infant, newborn, whatever the word is, from newborn all the way up. And so it would have been great if I had got down and stretched and moved the chemicals around my body, but I didn't. And now I know if I go on a road trip and it's after so many hours, hey, guess who's getting up and walking around? This girl, because I ain't going through that twice in my life. So, my body was telling me, you have congestion. You have something that's locked up, okay? So chest pains, definitely, especially just because it's your chest. Also in middle school, and it was something that's not very common, but it's not rare either, if that makes sense. But I would have really bad chest pains in middle school. And went to the doctor because, again, that's a warning of something. It's an alert of something. And finally, they did all the tests, looked at everything. They noticed that I could not bend over in a straight line. And they thought, they were just really trying to figure out what was going on with me. And they noticed that my bones, because they could see, you could actually see it through my chest. That my chest has always been a little bony little thing. You can always see my bones. And the bones right there on my ribs, my upper ribs, were rubbing together, and it was causing excruciating pain. The way the doctor explained it, it was kind of like something where I was growing, and when they were just moving and shifting, they were just rubbing each other. Only thing they really could do was put me on some very good pain medicine. That was beautiful, and as a middle schooler, I don't think I should have even been taking it, but it was some of the best pain medicine I have ever been on to date. I sound like a drug addict, let me stop. But it was some good stuff. And so that was, it was an alert that, hey, something's not moving right in your body. Now, it wasn't much they could do for me besides just try to ease the pain, and I don't think I've had one to this date. But at the time, I still remember that pain. I mean, I would just come home from school and just completely lay out. I wasn't allowed to play sports. I wasn't allowed to put anything heavy on my back or carry anything heavy. They had to literally have a home set of books and a school set of books. It didn't really do me any good because I didn't really do the work. I'm just being real. I didn't use the books. And so, like, it kind of changed the dynamics. But I was still alerted by my body that something is not right, okay? Some other things you kind of want to look out for as well is your digestive, okay? Are you eating as much as you used to? Is there a sudden loss of appetite? Are you, like, can't stop eating? Are you urinating more than normal? Are you, is it constantly going like, oh, I gotta go? If that goes on for like a week, see a doctor. If you're going and flowing, see a doctor, okay? It's not even like, oh, well, I'm just finally hydrated. No, baby. That might be a little overhydration or something, okay? Like, if you're constantly craving, those constant cravings, okay? Don't get me wrong. Now, every now and then I have a craving for a pizza. Just because it's gluten and it's dairy all wrapped into one, and I know I'm not supposed to really have both. So, it's like, you kind of got to pick and choose your battles. Like, I saw some chips the other day and I was craving it. It's not like a constant craving, like, ooh, I gotta have it. I want something sweet. I want something. Yeah. Okay. If you have moles or skin tags, kind of monitor those, okay? If all of them start to fall off at once, I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be about, but somebody's said that that's actually not a really good thing. Skin tags, even moles, if they start to change colors, that's something to definitely bring up to your doctor. Like, hey, my skin tag was brown, now it's kind of like whitish, I don't know what colors they change. I've never seen one change colors before. So these are ways your body are trying to communicate with you. And a lot of times we don't listen, okay? When we get cramps, okay? Especially playing sports. Sometimes it's trying to tell you that someplace down the line you are dehydrated, baby. I know so from my brother, all right? My brother, every single time he used to come from playing basketball, 2 seconds later he's in the house, mama. And I already knew what it was. It was like, dude is dehydrated, okay? Dude, come on, man. Y'all take some water out there. Take some Gatorade, whatever you need. Not realizing that he just gets really bad cramps very easily. I was the blessed one not to get all that cramps and issues like that. So I'm good. But those are ways our bodies are talking to us. Foot drop. Okay, I know a lot of people don't know what that is. You may have to Google it if you still don't get my explanation. But when you're walking and it's like your foot doesn't pick up, or you're going up the stairs and it's just like one of your feet are just banging against the stairway, like it's not, you don't really have full control of it. It's not being functional to you on the rotator cuff. It's foot drop, okay? And that's a sign of something, okay? Something neurologically is not connected, okay? And it's not communicating that your foot needs to flex and, hyperflex and flex. And you got to make sure that it's having that conversation, okay? So, my challenge to you today, okay? I'm giving you an action. I'm giving you something that you need to do. Listen to your body, okay? I told you, track things that are unusual, okay? You know you better than any you out there. You know that sometimes, it may just be me, but I'm a real schedule type person. So, like, this morning, I know I forgot to take my allergy pill, but I know that because I do it at a certain time. And because my morning is kind of tossed around, I know that that's why I didn't take it, because I'm off my schedule. So, you know what's abnormal. So if I start to sneeze a lot today, or if I'm blowing my nose more, it's not that I'm getting a cold. It's just I know I forgot to take something. I excluded something. Now, if I would have did my normal routine and took my medicine and everything, then I would have known that something may drastically be wrong. Okay. So you have to be your doctor sometimes. You have to understand what is going on. Don't try to diagnose yourself. Just bring it up, because it could simply be nothing. It could just be, oh, well, it happened one time. That's like, I just brought it up when I went to the eye doctor, that I had a few vision problems. She checked it, and she, of course, did not see anything. And she was like, I'm not going to call you crazy, because it probably actually did happen. But she was like, as of right now, you're good to go. So if it ever happens again, don't go home. Don't try to drive. Just get somebody to bring you to me. We'll call your doctor, and we'll try to tag team it from there. It was the scariest thing ever. We're not going to get into it. But, again, she didn't look me in the face and just said I was a liar. She didn't say I was seeing things. She didn't say I was cray-cray. She just said, it's not happening right now. It's hard for me to tell because everything looks pretty good. But I would still talk to your doctor about it and get a second opinion. And if it happens, if it's happening at the moment, try to come in to see me so we can look at it, okay? Because a lot of times, like, people would just be like, oh, no, man, that ain't happening. Like, what's wrong with you? Okay? And I've had a few doctors to do that. But I really like the way she handled it, okay? So if you have kids, just understand they're not trying to miss school. They may have something really going on. And it could be something that's more emotional than physical sometimes. So if they're really trying to avoid school, just go have a conversation with their teacher and say, hey, they don't really like school anymore. I just want to come and have a conversation, see what was going on. And as simple as that. All right, y'all. My name is Becky D. Go and listen to your bodies today. And I will talk with you all tomorrow. And just know that I love you. Talk with you later.